All right, welcome back. Sources tell CNN that ISIS and other terror groups are developing a new bomb. It's made to fit into laptops and go undetected through airport security. CNN has learned that the intelligence about these devices is the same intelligence behind the recent ban on laptops in the cabins of certain airlines arriving into the U.S. For more now, I'm joined by Pentagon reporter Ryan Brown and former specialist for Homeland Security and TSA, Paul Schmick. Good to see both of you. So, Ryan, you first, tell us more about this intelligence. What's been uncovered?
That's Frederika. The intelligence was deemed credible by multiple U.S. officials, and what they're saying, one official described it as hair-raising. Now, as you mentioned, they see terrorist groups, including al-Qaeda's franchises in Syria, Yemen, and ISIS, developing a technology that would allow for bombs to be hidden in laptops and go undetected. Now, al-Qaeda in Yemen in particular has long been a pioneer in non-metallic bombs that are very hard to detect. And what they're starting to see is some of this technical details being shared amongst these various terror groups, and that is very concerning, and that's one of the things that helped prompt this ban.
So, Paul, how concerned are you about this threat?
Good afternoon, Frederika. So we've seen this before over the last decade with the threats coming from electronic devices. I think the problem to note with electronic devices, this story is somewhat morphed from where it was 2 weeks ago, where there was a concern of lithium batteries and potential fires in the cabin, to now 2 weeks later, where we are that there's a direct threat with intelligence. So this is no different than we've seen before. There must be a lot of intelligence to get it to this level. And what I will say is that these devices, the amount of sophistication in them as we move forward, they're just trying to get better and better to avoid aviation security measures.
So whether this device is in the cabin or whether it's, in the storage bins below, I mean, does it lessen the threat in your view if it's checked versus whether someone carries it on?
So there's 4 components in an improvised explosive device. And what we know is that if you check it in the hull or the cargo area of a plane, what you're left with is you need all 4 components. When you bring it onto the cabin of a plane, the human can serve as as the switch. And so you need less components and less sophistication if you were to detonate them in the passenger area of a plane. And I believe we saw that with the February 2016 Somalian threat, where the individual detonated it, and thank goodness nobody lost their lives in that incident.
And in your view, what kind of technology is needed in order to detect a bomb like this, whether it's through the magnetometers or whether there are some other means before you board a flight?
So this is the challenge. So any type of imaging technology, Frederika, even if you and I were to go to get an X-ray right now, metal of any compound, if we have jewelry on, if we go for an X-ray, can obstruct what is truly behind that obstruction. Laptops have metal in them, they have components in them, and they somewhat could be used as a mask to hide explosives material. So that's the real threat. It's not just that technology is not out there, and the U.S. has incredible technology to detect these types of devices, but overseas, not understanding or not knowing the type of technology they have, obviously intelligence at this level has really pushed the U.S. to act in this way so that ultimately we can get our arms around where these threats are coming from.
All right, Paul Schmick, Ryan Brown, thanks to both of you gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Thank you.